You know Macca?
I can't say I do.
Hey, Macca, big Macca. Come on, everybody knows Macca.
Good afternoon and welcome to Anatomy of, the show where we take a look at people from across the spectrum to find out what actually makes them tick, what puts them together, what makes them who they are. So, who have we got this evening? Well, this man is probably the most hated man in the country. We're going to take a close look at your friend and mine, our glorious leader, Keir Starmer. So we'll start at the top and we'll work our way down. Now, the hair, as you can see, it's grey and it's receding. This isn't through the stress of the job or late nights trying to sort out the economy. No. This grey hair is from him shitting himself, that people will find out about his dirty, dark secrets. But we know most of them anyway. So now, moving on to the eyes. As you can see, they're very slitty. And if you look closely, there's nothing behind them. Glazed over, there's nothing behind those eyes. Nothing at all. And moving down to the nose. Now, the nose is what we in the trade like to call a brown nose, because, well, it's basically stuffed up whose ever arse he needs to stuff it up to get what he wants. Which brings us down to the mouth. The mouth, again, not very good. Has a shitty stench about it from all the crap that comes out of it. And, of course, we have the ears. And these ears are very special ears. They're called selective ears, which means he only hears what he wants to hear. You can say whatever you want to him. Doesn't go in. Tell him what he needs to hear. He hears you loud and clear. Now, let's move down a little bit now. And the shoulder. You can't really tell from this image, but the shoulders are very slippery, very slidey. That's so that any weight that's put on them or any blame that may be laid upon them just falls right off and somebody else has to pick up. Next, we move down to the heart. The heart. I'd like to say that this, we could spend a bit more time on the heart, but quite frankly, there's no point because he hasn't got one. We get to the guts. Now, the guts, this is an interesting thing because although they have all the internal organs, they actually have no guts. And what I mean by that is they have no fight. They have no desire to do anything that puts them out of the comfort zone. As long as they get in their nice check, there's no need to have guts. Sit in your office, rake in the cash. Now, we move from the guts to one of the most interesting areas in politicians and prime ministers. Now, the politician's genital area, male, has nothing there at all. There's no balls. There's nothing. It's just, he looks like an action man. Whereas lady politicians, and especially lady prime ministers like Theresa May and Thatcher, they had one big set of balls. Now, as we move from the genitalia, we're down to the legs and the feet. Now, these are important for politicians. These are a vital part of a politician's DNA, or the politician's makeup. For they're used, the legs and the feet are used for slipping out of doors, scurrying away. They're used for side shuffling, which they do a lot of. The legs are a very useful thing for a politician. So, all in all, the politician, prime minister, they're not very nice characters. They have no real redeeming features. So I hope you enjoyed that little insight into what makes up a prime minister and a politician. There will be more. We'll be doing sportsmen, rock stars, movie stars. Anybody who's in the public eye, we will run a rule over them to find out just what makes them tick. Anyway, thank you so much for listening. See you next time. Bye.